boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey everybody, we've got Trouble, we've got Tribble, we've got... I'm so curious, I can kind of see how they would animate Tribbles. Kind of easy, you know? I'm drawing one right now. You know, it's like an ellipse, but kind of little jaggy. This is... what? Last time we had the land of the women who were, I don't know, they were living forever by consuming the energy of male folk that they would lure to their planet through their siren song. And then all the women on the Enterprise teamed up and kicked their asses. The end. Also, a bunch of the guys hung out in a tree. It wasn't called that though, it was called like the Cauldron or something. It was something, it was called something. So that was a kind of a neat idea. And I think I remember saying that they need more voice cast. Even get the people who are just working in the area to do some voices for the lesser parts. You know, otherwise we're gonna hear the same voices over and over. Now, that would be my suggestion. If you could take that on board 50 years ago, a few more voices to add a bit of variety. Just one or two. They don't even have to be Star Trek alum. Just get the sound engineer in there. I don't know. So yeah, this one, we won't have to worry about voices for the Tribbles, because they don't have voices. More Tribbles, more troubles. Last time we saw a Tribble, I was going to say we beamed them all to the Klingon ship. Yeah, we did. But also, we left them all on that space station for that guy to pick up, didn't we? And I talked about how that wasn't fair to the people at the space station, having to wait for that guy to pick them all up. I love the way they have starring the voices of, and they only list the main three. And the person they don't list does most of the voices. They should have James Doohan just in huge letters as the first name. There's a Tribble right now. It's catching up to the ship. Where did they come from?
The Enterprise has been assigned to escort 2 robot grain ships to Sherman's planet, which has been struck by crop failures and famine. This shipment of seed grain, Quinto triticale, is necessary to the survival of the colonists.
No, the grain. That's the same grain as in the Tribbles episode, isn't it? Trouble with Tribbles? Quinto triticale? Yeah. But these vessels are robotic. How did that Tribbles get on board these damn ships? They always know where the grain is. They can smell it through space and time.
We are breaking course to Sherman's planet to investigate what appears to be a Klingon battle cruiser pursuing some kind of smaller ship.
Whoop.
The Klingons have a new weapon, type so far unknown.
Sensors indicate the smaller vessel is a one-man scout ship of common design.
They're firing on him.
Can we intervene?
Klingon battle cruiser. Identify yourself.
Is it the one we sent all the Tribbles to?
Ahead, warp factor 6. Scotty, lock the transporter on that small vessel. We're going to rescue that pilot. Aye, aye, Captain.
What if the Klingons have a point? What if this is the bad guy? Scotty!
You are violating Federation space. Identify yourself.
Yeah.
Stop firing on scout ship. Arm all phasers. Deflector shields up. Shields up. Ahead, warp factor 8.
How far away are we? Oh, Scotty, do you have him in the...
Scotty, have you got that pilot yet?
I don't know, sir.
But...
That Klingon, that blast decalibrated the integration parameters.
What does that mean?
The new weapon. Spock,
Some kind of field effect, Captain. It will hit us in precisely 4 seconds.
Could we turn?
It produces a most remarkable
That was quicker than 4. It's back.
disruption.
I love the way Ahura leans in that shot.
We have been hit by a kind of projected stasis field. Our matter-antimatter generators are disabled. We are paralyzed.
The phases don't work, sir.
The photon torpedoes will not respond either.
Can we throw rocks at
We
them?
could always throw rocks.
I'm in tune.
Scotty, did you get that pilot?
I got him in the beam, sir, but I can't integrate him.
Why not?
The system's been discoordinated.
I have a message coming in, sir.
Put it on the view screen.
Ah, Captain Kirk.
Release my ship.
I'd be delighted to, Captain Kirk, if you will turn over the pilot of the little ship.
Oh. We can't integrate him yet.
He has committed ecological sabotage. If I have to take him by force, I will.
The first Klingon to step aboard this ship will be the last Klingon.
I'm afraid, Captain Kirk, you'll find your phasers no longer work, nor any of your weapons.
We got swords.
I'm losing contact with our robot ships. They're not held by the stasis field and they're moving out of range.
What was that?
See you later, Klingon dude.
The robot ships.
They still have power? We still control them?
Affirmative, sir.
Have them ram the Klingon ship.
Oh,
Captain,
ramming
you
speed.
can't afford to lose that grain.
I can afford even less to lose the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Open the hailing frequency again, Lieutenant. Captain Koloff, I'm going to give you one last chance.
Koloff. I feel like Captain Koloff. Was he in that episode? The Trouble with Tribbles? Koloff? I feel like we've had a Koloff. Remember Trelane was playing him? I gotta look it up right now. We definitely have a Koloff. Yeah, Koloff. He was in the Trouble with Tribbles. We sent a bunch of Tribbles to him. Scotty beamed them all to the Klingon ship, and then we got out of there. And I said, this could cause war. And now they're back. Now he's back. In another Tribble episode. He should be running, though. If he sees more grain, he'd be like, if he sees this ship, he'd be like, oh no, not this again. Not this crap again. Well, we haven't seen a Tribble yet. Maybe the Tribbles make the sonic pulse. You know the way they could hum? Maybe the Klingons discovered a way to harness the trilling power of Tribbles and turn it into a super weapon. You know, they had like thousands of them. May as well put them to good use. Anyway, Kirk, you know this Klingon. You've talked to him before. You've met him. I remember.
You're going to give me one chance?
Oh,
It won't work, Captain Kirk.
did you see that?
Bring the robot ships in from 2 different angles, Mr. Sulu.
Oh, look at this beam. Three-way beam.
Incredible. The amount of energy that field must require. They couldn't maintain the stasis field.
Mr. Sulu, hold your fire until they fire first.
Oh no, our grain.
They only damaged it.
They're veering off.
Sensors indicate their power cells are almost exhausted.
Scotty, can you integrate that pilot now?
Yeah, Scotty. Integrate him.
Right there.
Integrate
Call
him.
McCoy to the transport.
He's got the shape of that guy who was selling those Tribbles in that episode, doesn't he? He's got the shape. No wonder they want to kill him.
Just putting them together now, sir.
Hey, that Kyle is doing that. Do you see this mustache?
Think we know that man.
I know him.
It appears to be
Cyrano Jones.
Cyrano Jones.
And he's got Tribbles with him. Tribbles!
Why did we beam the Tribbles on board, Scotty?
Friend Kirk.
Seal off the area, Ensign.
Yeah, don't let them into anywhere.
Captain, these are safe Tribbles.
They're already going.
There's no such thing as a safe Tribble.
Tribbles are well known for their proclivities in multiplication.
Yeah.
And they breed fast, too.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why these Tribbles are safe. They don't reproduce.
Hey,
Don't reproduce.
why are there so many of them?
They're great pets. And profitable, too.
We'll see about that.
How did you get away from Space Station K7? You were supposed to clean up all the Tribbles there.
I found some help. This is a Tribble predator.
Oh, look at this guy.
It's called a Glama. Watch.
He's gonna kill them all.
At least it's neat.
But is it dangerous?
Why were the Klingons chasing you, Jones?
How should I know?
I know why.
They did mention ecological sabotage.
Me? A saboteur? Ridiculous.
Captain Koloth was pretty emphatic.
It was such a little thing. I can't understand at all why they got upset. I only sold them some Tribbles.
But Tribbles, they hate them.
Tribbles don't like Klingons.
Yeah.
That should have given you some clue.
Klingons like Tribbles even less.
Yeah. Who bought them?
You're in violation of 3 Federation mandates and 47 local ones. You're confined until we complete our mission.
Captain, couldn't we talk this over? I didn't think so.
Come on. Did they get the guy back to do his voice? Doesn't sound like Gotti. Well, Doc, can you confirm?
Jim, Cyrano Jones is right. These Tribbles don't reproduce. They just get fat.
They just get fat. How fat?
I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Not about Tribbles, anyway. I am concerned about that new Klingon weapon.
It immobilizes a starship and its weapons capability. But apparently, it also immobilizes the attacking ship's abilities at the same time.
Yeah.
The key question is, how long does it take them to recharge? They will probably attack us again, and they will probably begin by destroying the other robot ship to prevent us from repeating the same
Yeah,
trick.
they don't want to be rammed.
Status report on the damaged grain ship, Scotty.
We've managed to transfer all the grain aboard, but it's severely limited.
No, Scotty. No. Why did you... Does it just happen... Who wrote this episode? Did you just... Hey, writer. 60 years ago. 50 years ago. Did you just watch The Trouble with Tribbles and think, hey, why don't I just take all these elements and just rejig them a bit? I'm not going to use anything that wasn't in this particular episode. I'm going to use the same Klingon. I'm going to bring Cyrano Jones back. I'm going to bring Tribbles back. And we're going to have grain. Just randomly we're going to be transporting grain. We've never been transported grain in our lives, but for this one particular episode where Tribbles and Klingons are suddenly, and Cyrano Jones are suddenly going to appear, we're going to be transporting grain. And we're going to beam them aboard our ship. Scotty, why? These Tribbles they're going to be fatter than the, you know what I mean? Come on, Scotty.
We filled the shuttlecraft hangars, all our extra holes.
It's such a bad idea.
Sherman's planet needs that grain desperately.
Aye, sir. But we've got Tribbles on the ship, Quinto Triticale in the corridors,
Yeah.
Klingons in the quadrant. It can ruin your whole day, sir.
Absolutely. They're trying to get in, but they can't. There's no way in. You can't. You don't know. Oh. You won't be able to kill them. They're going to be too big. Why are they getting bigger, though?
How fat do these things get?
Yeah, but what are they eating?
Within phaser range in 30 seconds.
Use the robot ship as a decoy. They can't control more than one ship at a time with their stasis field.
Beginning evasive maneuvers.
Good job, Sulu. Oh, the grain.
They only wrecked the propulsion units. They left the cargo intact.
We're going to have to beam that on board, too.
They've changed course. They're coming in again.
Ready, phasers.
But are they going to use their weapon on us? Nope. Oh, well, this is we're gonna have a giant Tribble on our hands. Oh no. They won't be able to fit in the corridors. That took a while to get there.
They're running away. They did not use their stasis weapon at all.
Perhaps they haven't had enough time
Didn't
to
they?
recharge it.
They disabled the robot ship.
Scotty, put a tractor beam on it. We'll take it in tow. Well, Mr. Spock, do you have any ideas?
We could always throw Tribbles at them.
Yeah.
I thought Vulcans didn't have a sense of humor.
We don't, Captain.
This guy is not having a good day.
Captain, we've got broken cargo containers in all the corridors, and the Tribbles are eating the grain.
Get Cyrano Jones up here.
I got a question. I know it's a cartoon. I know it's just animation. Why are we letting the Tribbles just roam the ship? Didn't we quarantine them? Didn't we lock them down into that transporter room when they got on board? Put them in a giant bucket. Why are they wandering the corridors next to the grain in the first place? They can't multiply, so there's only a finite number of them. Only the number we saw beam on board. So we can keep track of every one of them. We can tag them. It's not like, you look away and there's 10 more of them. Why did we just let them go? Because we were convinced they couldn't do any harm? They were getting bigger even before the grain, so I'm expecting a massive one. A huge one. And we can just beam it to the Klingons. But that would be the same solution as the other episode, wouldn't it? Or the same ending anyway. How did we get rid of our trouble problem? Well, just give them to the Klingons. The end. We can all laugh on our way to the nearest starbase.
Captain Kirk,
Hey,
what can I do
how'd you
for
get up here?
Your Tribbles are all over my ship. My security men can't find them all.
There's a few.
Mr. Jones, you are in enough trouble already.
They're not hard to spot. They're bigger now.
What can they hurt?
Harmless, maybe. Little...
It's like a
In any case,
beanbag.
they're eating the Quinto Triticale.
They're hungry, Captain.
So are the people on Sherman's planet. Jones, is this the ecological sabotage the Klingons are so mad about?
The
Probably.
Klingons are coming back.
Speak of the devil.
Jim, there's something about these Tribbles.
Later, Bones.
They're huge now, Bones.
Mr. Sulu, release the robot ship.
Maybe Eric's can help.
And all non-combatants off the bridge.
That means you, Cyrano. And you, Doc.
Contact in 30 seconds.
Ready photon torpedoes. Fire one fired.
Oh, it's the one that takes forever to get there. Oh, blew it up in transit.
Message coming in, sir.
Ah, Captain Kirk, we'll take control of your ship now.
Okay.
Not if I can help it.
I want your prisoner.
Cyrano Jones is a citizen of the Federation. Much as it pains me, refuse your request.
Don't force me to take steps that we will both regret.
Yeah.
Close channel, Lieutenant.
Aren't you going to sit down, sir?
I think I'll stand.
That one just wants to be captain.
Implement boarding plan C.
Yes, sir.
That guy was in the Tribbles episode too. I remember.
Mr. Scott, we're going to implement Emergency Defense Plan B.
Plan B, sir?
Mr. Spock suggested it.
Throw Tribbles at them. You got problems, fellas. They're bigger now. What is this music?
Emergency plan B complete, sir.
Captain Koloff, are you ready to release my ship?
Kirk, you are monotonous.
You don't know yet, do you?
Know what? Our instruments report nothing except some undue transporter activity and... Kirk? Tribbles?
Tribbles.
Kirk, Cyrano Jones took a Klingon genetic construct, an artificial creature, from one of our planets.
Ooh.
We must have it back. It was designed to be a Tribble predator.
Yeah, the little guy.
We needed to get rid of the Tribbles Jones sold before they completely overrun the planet.
That sounds fair.
If that's all. Mr. Scott, transport the Glommer over to the Klingon ship.
Aye, sir.
But he's tiny now.
Under space salvage laws, he's mine.
We'll transport you over with it.
No,
I withdraw my claim.
So long, buddy. Good luck with what you're about to see over there. What can he do? He's only tiny. Maybe they can build a bigger one.
Jones' genetic engineering was very slipshod, Jim, but he didn't slow down their metabolism.
We still have one.
You see, they're not just giant Tribbles, they're colonies.
Captain, the engine room is filled with Tribble.
Well, we can do something about that.
I don't know. Is he gonna get squashed, this little guy?
Attack.
He's scared.
He did it to us again. That tin-plated, overbearing excuse for a starship captain did it to us again.
Yeah.
Blast that thing.
Oh no, it's full of Tribbles.
Any other orders?
sir. Yes. Don't do that again. Ever.
A simple shot of neoethylene will fix everything. And these really will be safe Tribbles now.
What about the Klingons?
You say so, Doc.
Well, unless they treat their Tribbles too, that ship isn't going to be big enough for all of them.
Say, you didn't get this one, Bones.
Oh, yes, I did.
You get it. You know what's about to happen. I'm pre-laughing. Okay, let's see it.
But it hasn't...
Yep.
Someday I'll learn.
Yep.
Aye, Captain. But you've got to admit, if we've got to have Tribbles, it's best if all our Tribbles are little ones.
It's true. It's true. Now that was a kid's episode. That one. Yeah, Sherman's planet is exactly the same planet that needed the Quadro Triticale in The Trouble with Tribbles. It very much seems like someone just, before writing this episode, they just watched that whole Trouble with Tribbles episode and they were just like, okay, then what happens? Imagine the story a year later and bring everybody who was in that episode back, and we'll have a fun little, Saturday morning cartoon for kids to watch. It was very lighthearted and very simple, kind of funny, but there's nothing like, the way sometimes they go on a 20-minute talk about everything that's happened in an episode of something. This is not going to be one of those times. They changed it up. Instead of the little guys eating and multiplying like crazy, they did this. They sort of, they sort of multiplied like crazy anyway, except they kind of stayed in one, as McCoy called it, like a little colony, just with an outer shell. And if you burst the bubble, they all come flooding out. And apparently McCoy came up with a way to actually stop them from doing either of those things at the end. But will we share it with the Klingons? The Klingons were they were kind of funny villains, There was no malice or evilness or threat from them, really. Especially near the end. They were just comic. They were just there to laugh at. When Koloth is getting his guy to shoot them, and he's like, don't do that again. And they get the little guy back. He was my favorite. And they're like, go, get the Tribble. And he takes off like he's, running from hell. It's just funny. But there's no meanness. Or you don't think, oh no, the Klingons are they're really going to get the Enterprise. It's hard to take it seriously. And it's kind of the first episode that I felt is really an episode made for kids. And not for, it's made for fans too, but it's not made to be taken any seriously or to be thought about. It's just kind of a cool little additional thing to add on top of that original episode. So it was fun to watch through, but forgive me if I don't go on a 20-minute talk about it. We got to see Kyle for half a second. I'm not sure he was supposed to be in that scene. Maybe just an animated thing. Hey, just throw in this shot we already have. I think it was just supposed to be Scotty. We kept that Cyrano Jones in stasis before we could integrate him for so long, didn't we? After his ship had been destroyed. And it must have taken everything within his area. Transported all those Tribbles too. I can't believe we just let them roam the corridors. We can't find them. There's too many of them. That might have worked the first time round, but not only are there the exact same number of them, halfway through the episode, but they're bigger, so easier to spot. We should have kept closer eye on them. The second we saw them, although look, we solved the issue the first time round, so maybe we weren't too bothered. We're like, well, if all else fails, we'll just do what we did the first time and just beam them off the ship. Not into space, that would be cruel. But beam them over to the Klingons. So yeah, the solution was to do the same thing. The Klingons had a cool weapon. I thought they'd taken Tribbles and turned their purring into some sort of super weapon. The ultimate revenge, the ultimate irony, and the ultimate something. We thought we were getting them at the end of the trouble with Tribbles, but actually they used it to their advantage because they're cunning and smart. You know, maybe we'd go over to their ship and we'd see this giant Tribble just... You know? They might be cute when they're tiny, but when there's a big one, it packs a hell of a punch. But we never really went anywhere with that super weapon. We were just like, well, they can only use it for a few seconds and then they're kind of pooped. They gotta recharge it. No big deal. So, next time, next episode is called The Survivor. The Survivor. So I'm expecting a one-man ship, or one person on a planet. One entity. Could be a woman too. Could be a robot. And we're gonna find out their story. It sounds like a more serious episode. But that remains to be seen. So come back next time for The Survivor. And keep an eye on your Tribbles. Tag them, track them, place a tracker on them. Don't let them wander around. And for God's sake, don't beam the grain aboard. We need stronger containers for that grain. Do you think Sherman's planet ever got any grain? They didn't in the Trouble with Tribbles. Right. I will see you next time.